All right, as we continue along here, we have KACHEA and Forest Lake B. That's who we have in our 1 o'clock matchup. And there is a kill from Anna Grace Carrick and a 1-0 lead for the Wildcats. Once again, we're staying in Group A. I think we have this and then 2 more matches in Group A before we leave that for this tournament. And into the net is Sophie Fulbright for the Panthers, and it's now a 2-0 lead for the KACHEA Wildcats. And I think there's, it's just a little bit discussion as to what the call was. So now Maria True checks into the lineup for the Wildcats, and that is out of bounds. So 2-1 is the lead for KACHEA as the Panthers will get set to serve, and it will be Sophie Fulbright. Up front he comes, set in the middle, and a kill for Alyssa Gibson. It's 3-1 Wildcats. I have to get used to Forest Lake because in Chicago we have Lake Forest, and I want to say Lake Forest every single time. They keep catching myself. There's an ace served up by Anna Grace Carrick, and I think it should be 4-1. And there is another ace, making it now 5-1, and Carrick will continue to serve.
I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good showing numbers-wise so far in this tournament.
Hey, it's been fun. It's been fun getting back to the NACA national tournaments. This is the first day of the fall 2015 schedule.
And it gets busy. It'll be real busy over the next few weeks. That serve goes into the net. Service error makes it 6-2. I know football is coming up here in a couple of weeks. I believe it's cross country after that. So.
And then basketball's right around the corner.
Yep, not too far in the distant future. And that return up front. And tipped across. Once again, the Wildcats will play it here. And that will eventually fall in. 7-2 is the lead for the Wildcats. I believe there's a basketball tournament end of February and one right at the beginning of March. And there is an ace served up by Alyssa Gibson, making it now 8-2. This will be sent over by Acosta. Come back across by Gibson. Now the Wildcats will set up in the middle. That hit out of bounds by Callie Dill, and it's an 8-3 lead for the Wildcats. Now Megan Johnson to serve for the Panthers. And that is out. Service error making it 9-3 Wildcats. A couple of substitutions here for Forest Lake as well as one for the Wildcats. So now Allison Weber to serve for KACHEA. Out front, that blocked by Dill, and we have a lift called to the front row on Nicole Acosta. 10-3, the lead for the Wildcats. Serve here from Weber is an ace, and it's now 11-3.
It was a nice dig. They just couldn't get it over.
There were flashes, too. The game they played against the Rock earlier today. And Forrest, boy, that's a nice save on the near sideline. There's one of those. And that will eventually fall in, making it now 12-3, the lead for the Wildcats. There were a few of those flashes earlier against the Rock even where they had a couple of really nice plays. We do have a timeout here to the Panthers. Give us a second to talk about a few things. First of all, the NACA as a whole has been around since 1980. And as I mentioned earlier, I played here in the mid-90s. And not only, there's other things that go on here at NACA too, besides these tournaments. That's a camp during the year, and they have teen camp and family camp and all kinds of things going on during the year. But NACA Sports is a part of this whole thing. And basically the entire goal of this is it's a mission field. Bring people in. Of course, it's mostly Christian schools, but there's plenty of people that play here and come here that have not heard about Christ, and the opportunity to share that with them. Not only that, but to strengthen the faith and kind of grow the body of Christ as a group of believers together. And it's a very interesting week. There's a lot of tournaments in the country, but there's nothing that's like this. Or at least that I've never been to. And I've been to a lot of tournaments. It's just something unique about being here, that's for sure.
If you've never been to Fort Bluff camp,
the
campus here, you should really come up. Maybe for a retreat for your church. There's signature retreats. There's a man camp that's a lot of fun. If you've never been up here, it's a really great place to come up and just reset, hit the reset button, get out of the hustle and bustle of everyday life, and come up here and just get on the right page with God. This is a special place up here.
Morgan Smith gets the kill. It's 13-3. And there is an ace, making it 14-3. Yeah, there's a lot of camps in the U.S. There's a lot of athletic tournaments in the U.S. But I haven't been to too many that combines the two. And it's a very interesting experience, especially during the athletic weeks here, as that's hit out of bounds. So now 15-3 is the lead for the Wildcats, as Caitlin Osteen will check in.
Hey, these young people are going to have quite an experience tonight with former NFL star Danny Buggs coming to speak. Motivational speaker, encouraging leadership speaker.
There's another ace. So the Wildcats lead continues to grow here. It's now 16-3. And that's another thing that is interesting about coming to this tournament and this camp as well, is you get a pretty good variety of speakers from year to year. I mean, they really go out and find people who know how to talk to student athletes, and they really do a nice job of getting everybody in one spot at one time and having that a couple of nights. And a lot to be said for that. It's part spiritual camp, part athletic tournament, and there's not very many things like it. There's a nice play for the Panthers. Now 17-4 is the lead for the Wildcats. And back to serve for Forest Lake is Nicole Acosta. Set in the middle, that hit into the net, making it now 17-5. Serve goes into the net. Now 18-5, lead for the Wildcats. Serve here, played off to Rogers. Now tipped across by Morgan Smith. Make it 19-5.
But hey, let's face it, John. Let's give them their props. This is a very young Forest Lake team.
Yeah, and it is their B team, so it's essentially their JV. This is blocked up front. It's made up entirely of freshmen and sophomores. I think there's one 8th grader as well. So Forest Lake basically they have 2 teams here, their varsity and their JV. So this is their JV, so it's a very young squad.
But what a great experience it's going to be for these young ladies.
Yeah, a chance to play some high-level volleyball and get some good experience for when they come back in the future. 21-5, the lead for the Wildcats. That's hit out of bounds, making it 21-6. Off the hit from Caitlin Olstein. And now, Kalina Rogers to serve for the Panthers. Outside. And a kill for Callie Dill. Making it now 22-6. Dill with the short serve. Now played near side. Sent across there by Osteen. And that will make it 23-6. So here, return back up front. That's actually pretty nice play from Rogers. And good hustle, and the Panthers will save it. Good play from Forest Lake. Hustle again, and won't track it down, but you got to give them credit. They keep working, they keep hustling. It's 24-6, the lead for the Wildcats. And this is game point here.
I think they're making the most of this experience, John.
Mm-hmm. And one thing about it, they've been hustling. It's not like they're loafing. There's an illegal hit on KACHEA, so make it 24-7. Well, and they're also well aware of the situation, too, that they're a group of freshmen and sophomores that are trying to compete against some varsity-level opponents. So it is a very good learning experience. Sent to the near side, and there is a kill for Alyssa Gibson, and that'll do it for this game. 25-7 is the win for the KACHEA Wildcats. We'll have 3 minutes in between games, and we'll come back with game 2 here in just a moment. We'll go through and let you look at some of our sponsors here for the NACA. Start of game 2 as Forest Lake serves it first. Now the Wildcats will set it up, and it will be a 1-0 lead for the Panthers as KACHEA is in the net. And that serve will go into the net, and we're tied at 1. Substitution here for KACHEA is Maria True will check into the lineup. And there is an ace. And now a 2-1 lead for the Wildcats as Morgan Smith will continue to serve. And this returned out of play. So a kill for Nicole Acosta, and we're tied at 2. Serve here from Collins, played in the middle. And good take in that back row by Madison Morgan, and it finally sails out of bounds. So a 3-2 lead for the Wildcats here, and Emily O'Neill to serve. He'll make that. She will check out, and Anna Grace Carrick will check in and serve. Yeah, that serve is out of bounds. So we're back tied at 3.
This KACHEA team had a hard-fought win earlier against Ezekiel.
Yeah, it was actually a really good matchup. Best matchup of the day as far as having 2 equal teams. Bumped across and out of bounds. Make it a 4-3 lead for the Wildcats. So serve here from Alyssa Gibson. Back in the middle. Dumped across by Collins and out of bounds. Make it a 5-3 lead for the Wildcats now. Serve now played up front. And that will sail out of play. So it's now 6-3. Up next, by the way, our 2 o'clock matchup will feature this same KACHEA team and The Rock. It's coming up at 2 o'clock. Set to the outside. That hammered out of bounds. And now 6-4, the lead for KACHEA. Well, the first of 3 days. This is just pool play day. Tomorrow we will get into actual brackets for the tournament. And then Friday we will get to a bunch of championship games. And there's an ace. And now a 6-5 lead for the Wildcats. And serve now setting that back row, and wow, that's an impressive hit from Hannah Barnett from the back row. 7-5 the lead for KACHEA, and back in is Allison Weber, and she will serve here. Weber's serve ricochets, comes back into the net, makes it now 8-5. Weber once again serves it across. Out front, that's blocked. Up front by Callie Dill. And a 9-5 lead now for the Wildcats. Serve from Weber. Track down, that hit under the net by Rogers. And now 10-5 the lead for the Wildcats.
I'd like to thank everybody that's tuning in and remind everyone to be sure their settings are set on HD, the highest quality on their YouTube player, whether you're watching on your mobile device, or tablet, or desktop. Be sure to have it set on HD.
So 11-5. It's the lead for the Wildcats. They changed out the volleyballs. That's interesting. And I guess they're going to replay the point. Not really sure what that was all about, but in any case, Wildcats with it now. And it's a kill for Morgan Smith. 12-5 the lead for the Wildcats. And again, Allison Weber will serve. Put across. Wildcats set it back near side. And another kill for Morgan Smith. Make it now 13-5. Weber serve here. Played up front. And that will make it 14-5. And timeout to Forest Lake. 14-5 is the lead for the KACHEA Wildcats. We'll take a brief timeout. We'll be back here with more of this game in just a moment. $14-5 is the lead for the Wildcats. Now off of the serve. Inside it goes, and a kill for Hannah Barnett. 15-5 the lead for the Wildcats now. Serve now played up front, and that will make it 16-5. Now the substitution, Evangelina Pesos back into the lineup. And that will make it 17-5. Weber's serve here. Now sent across. Wildcats will set it again. There's tipped over. All set to do. And she will get a kill, and it's now 18-5. And timeouts. So we'll take another one. We'll come back with the conclusion of game 2 here in just a moment. So out front, this tipped across out of the timeout. Set into that back row. Now sent across by Carrick. And got an illegal hit. And 18-6 is the lead for the Wildcats. Rogers to serve it up here. Sent over, and we'll see what Panthers do with it here. And that is hit out of bounds, so now 19-6. So yeah, basketball roll out onto the court. And so they have to clear that off. Set across in the middle. Dill will get a credit for a kill there. 20-6 the lead now for the Wildcats. Serve here from Barnett is an ace. That will make it 21-6. And serve goes into the net. 21-7 the lead for the Wildcats. Back in for Forest Lake is Madison Morgan. Also Megan Johnson back in. Short serve here. Now bumped across. Good set to the outside. And Emily O'Neill with the kill, making it 22-7 the lead for KACHEA. Caitlin Osteen back in for the Wildcats, and now Kelly Dill to serve. And there is an ace as it rolls over the top of the net, making it 23-7.
If you're enjoying this KACHEA team, you'll be able to tune in next as they take on the Rock from Gainesville, Florida.
Yep, that's coming up here momentarily. Matter of fact, it's 24-7 here, so this is game point once again for the Wildcats. Needs to get a couple of victories here, and they will. 25-7 is the final, so a couple of wins for the Wildcats. And we'll take a break. We'll come back in just a little bit with your next matchup. It'll be KACHEA and the Rock. That's scheduled for 2 p.m., I believe, Eastern time. So we'll take a break, come back with that. You've been watching the National Championship Volleyball Tournament from the NACA at Fort Bluff, Kent.